Hello and welcome to GB Yoga with me, Maddie. Today we've got a nice salutation flow, so we're going through A, B and C, but slightly different variations that I teach, and also with some progressional flows today. So we're going to start cross-legged. If you can't say cross-legged, feel free to kneel or grab a chair instead. And we're going to start to root down through the sit bones. Just gently closing the eyes and finding length through the spine, like you're reaching the crown of the head up to the ceiling or the sky. And the shoulders are soft. We're finding length through the back of the neck. Just for a moment, I want you to sit and observe. Observe your body, your breath, your mind. Beginning to observe now any sensations moving through your body, any subtle feedback you might be receiving. And then bringing your awareness to your breath. Noticing how it feels to breathe, how it feels to breathe through your nose or through your mouth. Are your breaths shallow? Are they deep? Are they a bit forced or are they very relaxed? And there's no right or wrong here, just observe. And then finally come into your mind and your thoughts. Notice what thoughts are cropping up, if any. And don't worry about exploring them, just notice that the thoughts are there and see if you can let them pass. Now we're going to come back to our breath, and together we're going to start to deepen and come into our three-part yoga breath. So when you're ready, just exhale completely. And then as you inhale, if you can, through your nose, start to inflate into the belly, into the rib cage, all the way up into your chest. And as you exhale, allowing the chest, the rib cage and the belly to pull and draw in. And again, inhale, belly, rib cage, filling all the way up to your chest, like you're bringing your breath into your base of the throat. And then exhale, allowing the chest to fall, the rib cage to drop and the belly to draw in. And just continue breathing in and out. In and out. Finding your own rhythm without retention, without strain. Just a nice even flow. And as the breath continues, we're just going to bring our hands into heart center. And I want you to just set an intention for your practice. This intention can be anything. If you're not used to intention setting, it could be maybe just to slow down today. It could be to take your time. It could be to be strong. It could be to push a little bit harder than you normally would. Maybe your intention is to focus on the breath, which is a really good one to start with if you're not quite sure about intention setting. Now on your next inhale, I want you to make it the biggest breath you've taken all day. Hold it in at the peak of that inhale, like you're holding it between the collarbones. And then open the mouth, smile, and let it all go. And just blink the eyes open, and we'll get started with practice. We're going to come straight onto all fours. Into your tabletop, your quadruped, bringing shoulders over the wrists and your hips over the knees. And coming back straight into our breath as we inhale, we'll begin to lower the belly, lift the heart, relax the shoulders. And then exhale, begin to round your spine, bring your chin into the chest. And again, inhale, lower the belly, lift the heart, relax the shoulders. And then exhale to round. And just keep it going. Take your time. Allow the breath to dictate when you move. And then as you inhale, we're going to come back to neutral, so somewhere between the two. Get nice and strong through the belly, through the rib cage, through the chest. We're going to begin to lengthen our right leg back, firming up through the glute. And then we'll reach our left arm in front. And just starting to lift that right leg, getting as much length through the top of the body as you can. Now we're going to take a bend into our right knee. You might want to stay here. Or maybe you can start to reach your left arm behind you. Maybe taking a bind, so grabbing your foot, your ankle, or anything else. If you can't quite get that bind, just reach back today. If you are able to, maybe start to lift and open. And just breathe. And then, as you inhale, lengthen the arm, lengthen the leg, firming up through the glutes, continuing to hug the belly in. And then exhale to release. And then as you again inhale, lower the belly, lift the heart, relax the shoulders. And then exhale to round. Inhale, come back to neutral. Nice and strong through the abdomen. This time lengthening your left leg back, firming up through the left glute. We'll bring our right arm in front. Just beginning to lift the left leg, find that length, hold it as if someone's pulling your hand forward and pulling your foot back gently. And then beginning to take a bend into your left leg. We'll start to reach back with the right hand. Maybe you can bind, maybe you can't. It doesn't matter either way. If you can get that bind, maybe starting to open. And then as you inhale, lengthen the arm, lengthen the leg, and then exhale to come down. Now we're going to tuck our toes underneath. We're going to bring our hands to our hips. I want you to squeeze the glutes, keeping the hips over the knees here. And as you inhale, just lengthen up. And as you exhale, just start to draw and roll the shoulders back, hug the elbows, and lift. More breath. And as you inhale, come up, untuck the toes, sit back onto the heels and just take a moment. Use this pause to just reconnect with your intention for your practice today. Then we'll come back onto all fours. We're going to tuck the toes underneath. Start to really spread the fingers and grip into your mat. And on your next exhale, begin to elevate the hips up for our first downward dog. And we'll just start to pedal the feet. Notice any of the sensations moving through your legs, any feedback from any tension in the hamstrings, the calves.
And then finding your downward dog, just take a few breaths here. Keep the knees as bent as you need to. Lift onto your tippy toes if you need to as well. Last breath. Now, as you inhale, we're going to lengthen our left leg up for three-legged dog. Get that length through the toes if you're anchoring through the hands, but being lifted back through that left leg. And then as you inhale, hugging that left knee into the chest, we'll bring our shoulders forward over the wrists, and we'll step the left foot through. Drop the right knee down, inhale, bring the palms up overhead, get as long as you can. And as you exhale, deepen. Another 2 breaths. As you exhale, hands come down. We'll lift the right knee and we'll step back to downward facing dog. Big inhale. And exhale to let it out. Inhale, right leg lengthens up. Find that length from your fingertips down to those right toes. And then as you inhale, drawing the knee into the chest, we'll bring our shoulders over the wrist, pause. And then we'll step the foot through. Left knee comes down, toes remain tucked. Really press into those tucked toes, squeeze into the left glute, and as you inhale, arms come up. As you exhale, see if you can deepen, but don't flop into this lunge. Keep that strength and integrity through the hips, the glutes, the pelvis. Big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Then on your next exhale, hands come down. This time stepping forward to fold. Take a moment here. Let the arms just become heavy towards the floor. Keep the knees nice and soft. And as you breathe, think about trying to send your breath into the back of the body. And then slowly beginning to roll all the way up to standing, setting the shoulders all the way back and down. So we're going to bring the hands into heart center, feet stay parallel. Root your tailbone down, think about the pelvic points as ASIS points pulling up towards your belly button. We're nice and strong through the front of the body. Let the shoulders soften, find length through the back of your neck. And then on your next inhale, we'll lengthen the arms up. Exhale, soften the knees, send the hips back as you hinge, bringing your palms to the floor. So we're coming into sun salutation A without the half lifts. We're going to lean into our hands here, keep the heart open. Step the right foot back first, followed by the left to find plank. Spread all 10 of your toes. Keep the glutes strong, the belly, the rib cage, the chest. We'll then drop the knees for this first round, and as you exhale, slowly lower onto the belly. Now don't let the shoulders drop. So you can see here mine are lifted. We don't want them to collapse. So keep that head of the arm bone lifted. As you inhale, just squeeze the scapula together. Keep the glutes strong. Imagine you're pulling yourself forward through the fingertips, opening the heart. Don't throw your head back here. Keep the neck lengthened. Lower the chest, tuck the toes, and as you exhale, elevate the hips for downward facing dog. Soften both of the knees. Look forward to the hands. We'll step the right foot forward, followed by the left to fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, send the hips back as you hinge, bringing the palms down. Lean into the hands, step the left foot back first, followed by the right. Spread all 10 toes. Release the knees, and as you exhale, lower, but maybe see if you can hover above the ground. Inhale, lift the chest, pause here. Pull your chest forward, roll the shoulders back, squeeze the glutes. Should feel very active here, you're not just hanging out. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Soften the knees, look to the hands, step the left foot forward, followed by the right to fold. Inhale, come up. Exhale, send the hips back to fold. Lean into the hands. You can either step or maybe take a little hop back this time to find your plank. Option to drop the knees or maybe lowering from full plank as you exhale and lower. Inhale, lift for cobra. Draw the shoulder blades together. Find that length through the back of the body. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips for downward facing dog. Soften the knees, look to the hands, walk, step or hop to the top. Inhale. Exhale, send the hips back to fold. Lean into the hands, walk, step or hop. Now from our full plank, of course drop the knees if you need to. We'll exhale and lower, maybe taking chaturanga and holding above the floor. As you inhale, see if you can flip the feet, lift the chest for upward dog. If that's too much, come back to cobra. Pull the heart through, take a breath or two here. Nice strong glutes, nice strong core. And then as you exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Soften the knees, look to the hands, walk, step or hop to the top. Inhale. Exhale, send the hips back to fold. Lean into the hands. Just take a pause here. Drive the heart forward. Find that length. Drop the hips low if you need to. So as you're aware, I'm not teaching any half lifts. I want to keep us in that half lifted position. So when we're here in our fold, we're already half lifting. It's basically spinal extension. You can come to your fingertips should you need. Breathe here. Last breath. Then plant the hands, walk, step or hop back to plank. Exhale and lower, maybe hover. Inhale, lift for cobra or upward dog. And exhale for downward facing dog. I'm just taking a nice deep big inhale in through the nose. And then out through the mouth. And again, big inhale. And exhale. Soften the knees, look to the hands, walk, step or hop to the top. Inhale to come up and exhale, hands to heart center. So we're going to take a nice big inhale, lengthen the arms up. And as you exhale, sit back for Utkatasana, chair pose. And create that space in the hips. Root the tailbone down, find a nice length through the back of the body, arms reach overhead. If the arms are tired at any point, you're always welcome to bring them in to your heart center. And just take a moment here, close the eyes if you can. Visualize your feet really rooting into the mat. Again, finding length and lightness through the fingers. And just taking a moment to reconnect with that intention. If you've forgotten it, you can always set a new one. And then on your next inhale, opening the eyes. And as you exhale, send the hips back to fold. We'll lean into the hands, walk, step or hop back to plank. Exhale and lower, maybe hover. Inhale, lift the chest, relax the shoulders. And then exhale for downward facing dog. Now as we inhale, we're going to lift the left leg up. Press into those fingertips. Continue to draw the belly, the rib cage and the chest in. And we're going to step our left foot forward. You can do it as we did previously, bringing the knee into the chest. If anyone has an inversion practice and would like to hop, maybe take some time here. There's a nice bit of heat to hop. Or maybe hopping, but switching the legs in the air so you land with your left leg at the top. So basically transitioning through a handstand, with the left leg coming in front. Drop the right heel in, and as you inhale, we'll come up for warrior one. Root the tailbone down. Think about the ASIS points, these hip bones, pelvic bones pulling up. Breathe. And then as you exhale, hands come down, we'll lift the back heel, step into plank. Exhale and lower. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale for downward facing dog. Big inhale. And exhale to let it go. Inhale, right leg comes up. Again, take a moment here to find that length. And when you're ready, either drawing the knee into the chest to step through, maybe taking some little hops, getting used to having weight on the hands, maybe switching your legs in the air, landing with your right leg in front. We'll lunge into the right thigh, anchor your right hip back, root down through your left heel, arms up, inhale, and exhale to let it out. Good, big inhale. And as you exhale, hands come down, step back to plank, take a vinyasa. Of course, if you're tired, come straight back to downward facing dog. Soften the knees, look to the hands, walk, step or hop to the top. Inhale, sit back, come straight up for Utkatasana. Exhale, send the hips back to fold, lean into the hands, walk, step or hop. Exhale and lower, maybe hover. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale for downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Again, we're stepping through to the top of the mat. Take your transition however you wish. Dropping the right heel in. And as we inhale, warrior one. So this is going to be a nice progressional flow. We're going to add some bits to our sun salutation here. So take a nice big inhale. And then as you exhale, bring the hands down. We'll interlace them behind the back. Start to draw the shoulder blades together. Nice big inhale. And then as you exhale, begin to fold. Arms can stay resting on the lower back, or you can lift them as I am doing. Think about trying to really anchor your left hip back. So you don't want to be sending that hip out to the left. And then separating the hands as you inhale, lift the chest. We're going to load into our left leg. You can leave your right big toe on the floor, or maybe lifting that right leg for our aeroplane warrior. That left leg can be bent a little or a lot. Just don't lock the knee out. Keep the heart open. Got that nice extension through the spine. And then slowly coming up, bringing your right foot to the inside of the right calf, hands to heart center for tree pose. If this is too much of a balance, feel free to bring your big toe down to the floor. Alternatively, you can take half lotus variation, or as I'm doing, bringing your hand to your ankle to bring it to the inside of the thigh. And breathe, reconnect here. Reconnect with your body, your breath, your mind, your intention. Should you wish to take any other variation of tree with your arms or legs, then please do explore the different progressions that you can take. Final breath. Then bringing the hands back to heart center if they're not there already. We're going to step our right foot back and we're going to open for warrior two. So root your tailbone down, pull those pelvic bones up towards the belly, relax the shoulders. We'll flip the left palm up, reach forward, and then reverse your warrior. And then inhale to come up. Exhale over for side angle, maybe extending the left arm down. Inhale to come up. And as you exhale, cartwheel the hands down and we'll step back into plank. Drop the knees if needed, then we'll exhale and lower. Inhale, lift the chest, relax the shoulders, and exhale for downward facing dog. Take a breath. So on your next inhale, we're going to lengthen the right leg up. Again, you can choose how you transition through, but when you're ready, stepping that right foot to the top of the mat. We'll drop the left heel in. We're going to lunge into our right thigh, and as you inhale, arms come up. Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Think about that right hip anchoring back, tailbone rooting down. Nice strong abdominals, rib cage and chest drawing in. Big inhale. As you exhale, arms come down. We'll interlace them behind the back. Another big inhale as we draw the shoulder blades together. And as you exhale, we'll fold, either leaving the hands resting on the lower back or lifting them up. Again, continuing to anchor your right hip back. Then as you inhale, lift the chest, separate the hands. We'll load our right leg, firming up through the glute and starting to float your left. One more breath. And then slowly coming up, bringing your left foot to the inside of the right calf for tree pose. Again, take any other variation you may be more familiar with. We want to make sure we're not sticking our tailbone out, so we're keeping this neutral pelvis here, which can be difficult. Hands can come into heart center. Again, if you need to use your hands to help bring the leg into position, the inside of the thigh, over half lotus, please do. And if you feel balanced, centered, you can start to maybe explore different variations with the arms, the legs, your gaze, maybe closing the eyes, to really challenge your balance. Final breath. Then bringing the hands back down into heart center. Take a nice big step back with your left foot. Reset your pelvis and we'll lengthen out for Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Flip the right palm up, reach forward, and then we'll reverse. Inhale to come up. Exhale over for side angle, maybe extending down. Keep the chest open, but don't pop out the ribs. And then inhale to come up. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, step back into plank. Exhale and lower, maybe hover. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale for downward facing dog. Big inhale. And exhale, let it all go. And again, big inhale. And exhale. Soften the knees, look to the hands, walk, step or hop to the top. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, bring the hands into heart center. Again, for a moment, close the eyes, reconnect. Ground down for your feet. Start to find that element of lightness through the crown. And then gently flutter the eyes open. And on your next inhale, we'll lengthen the arms up. Exhale, send the hips back as you fall. We're going to step the right foot back and we're going to drop the knee. I'm going to be kneeling for a short while, so feel free to double over your mat or pop a pillow underneath the knee if you need to. And as you inhale, bring the arms up. I want you to think about the tailbone rooting down, this front pelvic bone pulling up. I want you to take an inhale and lengthen. And as you exhale, just deepen slightly so you can feel that delicious opening to the front of the right hip. And again, big inhale. And exhale. Now as you inhale again, see if you can join the palms. And as you exhale, we're going to twist to our left, bringing our right elbow to the center of the thigh, not crossing over, elbow to the center. Keep anchoring that right hip back. I want this rotation to come through our rib cage. And just breathe here. Find that length as you inhale, draw the belly and the rib cage in. And as you exhale, press those palms together and see if you can find some more depth to your twist. And then as you inhale, come all the way back to center. Exhale, hands come down, we'll lift the back knee and we'll step back into plank. Now as you exhale, you need to lower all the way down onto the belly. Reach the arms either side of you, and as you inhale, get as much length as you lift in your locust. Hug the shoulder blades together, nice strong glutes. We're working this posterior chain. Then as you exhale, plant the hands, tuck the toes, and we'll come back to downward facing dog. Soften the knees, look to the hands. This time step your right foot forward. Left knee comes down, inhale. Get as long as you can, squeeze through the glutes. And as you exhale, deepen. And again, big inhale. And exhale to deepen. As you inhale again, join the palms. And as you exhale, twist to your right, bringing the left elbow to the center of your thigh. As we inhale, we're still finding that length through the crown of the head, drawing the belly, the rib cage, the chest in. And as you exhale, press those palms together so you can deepen that spinal twist. Breathe. And as you inhale, come all the way back to center. Release the hands down and we'll step forward to fold. Inhale. Exhale, send the hips back to fold. We're going to step the left foot back, but we're not going to drop the knee. I want you to just come onto your fingertips as you inhale. Now start to squeeze your inner thighs together. On your next inhalation, coming all the way up, lengthen the arms overhead, joining the palms, reach as long as you can. And as you exhale, see if you can deepen. Again, another big inhale. And as you exhale, twist to your right, bringing that left elbow back to the thigh. If this variation is too difficult, feel free to drop the back knee down. As you inhale again, find that length, hug the belly and the rib cage in. And as you exhale, see if you can deepen that twist. Now on the next inhale, we'll come all the way to center. We're going to twist to your left to come into some lateral movement. Maybe bring in hand to opposite foot here as we take a bit of a twist through the rib cage. Keep it going. And when you're ready, turn back to the front of the mat. We're going to lengthen our right leg back. And as we exhale, lower all the way down onto the belly. Reach the arms either side. And as you inhale, lift, but leave that left leg down. Firm up through the right glute. And as you exhale, plant the hands, tuck the toes, lift the hips for downward facing dog. Big inhale. And exhale to let it all go. Soften the knees. Look to the hands, step the left foot through. And as you inhale, just lift the chest, stay on the fingertips. Take a breath or two here. And while you're here, finding that length through the body, that space, softening your shoulders, softening your jaw. And starting to squeeze the inner thighs together. And as you inhale, coming all the way up. As you inhale, join the palms. And then exhale, see if you can deepen. Inhale. And then as you exhale, take that twist to your left, bringing your right elbow to the center of the thigh. Continue to anchor the left hip back. Nice big inhale, draw the belly and the rib cage in. And as you exhale, press the palms together and try and deepen that twist. One more breath. Now, on your next inhale, bring the hands to heart center. We're going to turn to our right, coming back into some lateral lunges. Again, maybe bringing that hand to the opposite leg. And think about it, hips are going back, not knees forward. So we're hinging, hinge, hinge, hinge. Good, then turn back to the front of the mat and we'll step forward to fold. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale, send the hips back to fold. We'll step the right foot back and we'll drop the knee. Keep the toes tucked if you can. Root the tailbone down, draw the belly and the rib cage in. And we're going to inhale, but bring the arms behind you, interlace the hands and start to draw the shoulder blades together. Now keep rooting the tailbone down, so we're squeezing through that right glute. We're hugging the belly in as well. On your next big inhale, lengthen. And then as you exhale, see if you can begin to fold. So drawing those shoulder blades together like we've done previously in our warrior one. One more breath. Now as you inhale, come back up, and this time go the opposite way. Think about lifting your heart, lift your gaze. You can leave the arms resting on the back thigh or maybe starting to lift off slightly. Now there shouldn't be any dumping of weight into the lower back, so if so, straighten up and try and re-enter when you're ready. 2 more breaths. And then as you inhale, come up, we'll release the hands, lift the back knee, send your left leg back. And as you exhale, come all the way down onto the belly. Reach the arms either side. And as you inhale, lift, but leave that right leg down. Firm up through your left glute. Good, exhale, plant the hands, tuck the toes, lift the hips for downward facing dog. Nice big inhale. And exhale. Soften the knees, look to the hands, step the right foot through. Left knee comes down, inhale, interlace the hands, find that length. And as you exhale, see if you can begin to fold. Again, hands are welcome to rest on the lower back. If it's still too much to the shoulders, hands can come to the hips here, and breathe. Then on your next inhale, begin to lift the heart, lift the chest. Reset the pelvis first if you need to, because mine can tend to slip into a tilt here. So root the tailbone down, get strong through the glutes, and start to open the heart. Draw the shoulders together. And then inhale to come up. Hands come down and we'll step forward to fold. Inhale. Exhale, send the hips back to fold. We'll step the left foot back, but we're not dropping the knee down. And as you inhale, come up, draw the head of the arm bones back as you bring the hands back. Now we're going to bring our hands to our lower back, fingers facing down. Squeeze into the glutes, soften the back knee if you need to. And as you inhale, start to lift the heart. And as you exhale, see if you can lift the chest higher, lift the gaze, draw the elbows back behind you. Last breath. And then inhale to come up. As you exhale, we're going to bring the hands down and we're going to send the right leg straight back up for 3-legged dog. Start to draw the belly and the rib cage, and then give you 2 options from here, or 3 options, sorry. First is just to bend your right knee and start to stack the hips open. Second from here would be wild thing. which involves stepping the right leg behind the left and opening into a little bit of a back bend. Third option is very similar to Wild Thing, but it involves stepping your right foot in front of the left and over to the left more, so it's crossing in front. Bring your right hand in towards you and swivel, taking, like Wild Thing, but more of a reverse table here. Wherever you are, I want you to breathe. 2 more breaths. And then slowly making your way back to 3-legged dog. And as we inhale, we'll come forward to plank. Exhale, lower, maybe hover. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale for downward facing dog. Soften the knees, look to the hands. We'll step the left foot forward. Start to squeeze the inner thighs together, and as you inhale and come up, bring those hands behind you. Pause here. Don't rush into these back bends. You need to make sure you've got a nice strong foundation. So root the tailbone down. Think about these pelvic bones pulling up. And you might have to really bend the knee. It helps me definitely with back bends if I'm feeling like I'm dumping any weight in my lower back. So when you're ready, palms can come to the lower back. Should you wish to take it further this side, bring your fingertips to face up so the wrist is the lowest point. And as you inhale, begin to lift and open. And as you exhale, take that slight back bend. Again, if it doesn't feel good, stay straight. And then as you inhale, slowly come up. As you exhale, continue to fold, bring in the palms down. And we'll lengthen our left leg up to the ceiling. Take a bend into the left knee, drawing the heel in, begin to stack open the hips. So option 1 to stay there. Option 2, take Wild Thing. Option 3, reverse table. Two more breaths. And then as you exhale, coming back to 3-legged dog for our last vinyasa. Inhale to come forward and exhale to lower. Inhale, lift the chest and exhale for downward facing dog. We'll just slowly drop onto the knees. We'll sit back onto our heels. With the palms facing up, resting on the thighs. Close the eyes, relax the shoulders. And just reconnect with that intention. Reminding yourself what your purpose was to get on the mat today. Maybe it was to move, maybe it was to chill, maybe it was to breathe, maybe it was just to get your practice in and have a moment for yourself. And when you're ready, just gently opening the eyes. We're going to make our way into a squat, so you're just going to basically lift off the knees. If you need to release the toes first, please do be my guest. And we're going to come up and bring our hands into heart center here. There's a bit of a balance. If you're struggling, feel free to take a different variation or bring your hands to the floor. If you have access to blocks, they can be really nice to use here as well. For those wanting to challenge their balance, you can play with closing your eyes. As soon as you feel like you're really wobbly, you can reopen them. Or maybe from here balancing in another way, maybe getting onto your hands for crow. This is a really nice entrance for your side crow, so you can twist any way, but if you are taking side crow, try it on both sides. I'll go through a little bit more depth with side crow, in case anyone's wanting to give it a go but isn't quite sure how. I've twisted to my left, it might look opposite to you on the camera. So I've got my right tricep to the outside of my left leg, and it's connecting here. So I'm already quite bunched over. Nice strong grip on the floor with my right hand. Now my left hand is going to be slightly in front, because when I shift forward, my left elbow and tricep is going to act as like a shelf for my hip, my side of my butt to lean into. You won't eventually need that second hand, you might not need it at all, so you can try it without, but it's a bit more strenuous on the right arm. And all you're going to do is try and get into position to begin. If you want to go further, you can start to shift the weight onto the arms, feet can stay on the floor until eventually you get that lift here. You can start with your head on the ground, maybe bring in a pillow or a block underneath, and then you can start to lift it then once you are ready. Of course, like I said, try it both ways. One side is always a lot easier for me than the other, so give them both a go. One might work best for you. And once you're finished, we're going to come back to downward dog and just pedal out the legs. No rush if you're mid-balance, take your time. We will take an inversion before we finish. But inversion, I don't want us to do a headstand today, so if headstand's on the cards, leave it. I want you to come into dolphin. So an inversion doesn't mean you have to have your feet off the floor and upside down. An inversion is where your head is below your heart, basically. So we're going to all come in to a forearm stand setup or dolphin. If you're new to dolphin, I recommend interlacing the hands. If not, palms can be face down. And you want to make sure your elbows are directly underneath your shoulders. Really press into the mat. We're going to tuck the toes underneath and start to broaden between the shoulder blades, like you're kind of catting the back, rounding it. Hug the belly and the rib cage in, and then pressing into those tucked toes will begin to elevate the hips. And this might be enough for you today. Maybe you want to take it further by lifting your left leg. And if so, you have the option to hop a few times. Or try the other leg. Again, one side's always a bit more comfortable than the other. So having a hop on either side. For those that want to take it further again, you have the option to come completely upside down. And what I'd recommend is a wall. So you have that safety net in case you can't quite get it first time, which is amazing if you can get it first time. So it took me years to eventually be able to hold my forearm stand. And if so, you want to come facing a wall or a surface that you can rely on. Head is released. Broaden between your shoulder blades. Again, same setup, don't rush it. Even though you know you've got that safety net, still get that tightness through your alignment. We'll lift the hips, lift a leg, whichever feels natural, and just kick up to the door. You might not get it first time, so try it again. And hold. Try and keep one leg off the door, so you try not to bend into the spine too much. And eventually, you'll be able to bring both feet off, like so. Give it a go. Of course, we're going to come off our forearms and onto our back in a moment, so pause the tape if you want to have a little bit more time to practice forearm stand. And when you're ready, we're going to come straight down onto the back. And just draw the knees in. When you're ready, just gently rocking side to side. And then we'll reach our arms out either side. We'll bend the elbows and bring the hands overhead. And we'll drop both knees over to the right, turning our heads to the left. And just let everything start to soften, any tension to release. Just let everything go. And then as you inhale, slowly come back to centre before dropping both knees down to the left, turning your head to the right. Again, really try and relax here. Allow the shoulders to soften, the face, the jaw. And then slowly come into center before finding your final resting pose of Shavasana. Make any last minute adjustments so that you can be as comfortable as possible. Find length from the crown of the head, down the neck, the back, into the lower back. Draw your awareness to the points of contact you have with the ground beneath you, and just let go into that floor. Let the body become heavy. Imagine you have nowhere to go, nowhere to be, and you could just lay here indefinitely in this safe space. A space where you can totally relax. A space with no judgment. A space where you are enough, you are whole. But most importantly, a space that is safe. And letting go of all control over your body. Become the observer. Notice the sensations. Notice the breath. Don't explore anything. Don't try and unjumble your thoughts. Just observe. And just begin to bring awareness back to your body. Begin to add some more depth to your breath. And on your next inhale, I want you to hold that breath in. And then opening the mouth, just let everything go. We'll start to wiggle our fingers, toes, wrists, ankles, until eventually you're ready to lengthen the arms overhead. Maybe point the toes, taking a big, big, big full body stretch. And then slowly beginning to draw the knees into the chest. I'm going to big hug. Maybe bringing your head up towards the knees.
when you're ready, rolling onto your right hand side. Maybe using your arm as a pillow. And when you're ready to do so, pressing the left hand into the floor to help you come all the way up into a comfortable seated or kneeling position, keeping the eyes closed if you're comfortable doing so. And we'll just roll the shoulders all the way up, back and down a few times. And then bringing your fingertips onto your shoulders, just twist side to side. And then coming to center, we'll bring the hands into the heart. And together, taking one final deep big inhale now, holding that breath in. And then open the mouth, smile and let everything go. And we set an intention for our practice, but now just taking a moment to set an intention for the rest of your day or tomorrow. Make it a nice positive intention. Maybe it's to give yourself some more self-care, self-love. Maybe it's to practice more yoga. Maybe it's to do something that you've been putting off that will really benefit you greatly. Maybe it's to help somebody that's more vulnerable than you in this time. Thank you so much for practicing. Hope you have a wonderful day or evening. Namaste.